Hello, this is Olena of popthepimple.com and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but I have some important cool stuff to talk about, so I'm back. So today we're going to discuss the difference between oily skin and sensitized skin. Oily skin, great skin type. Sensitized skin is a skin condition that you want to avoid. So let's get into it now. Alrighty, what's the difference between oily skin and sensitized skin? Let's first talk about skin types. Skin types you kind of develop around puberty when your hormones start changing and you might see that your skin changes a bit, right? And most commonly people kind of start producing a little more sebum. That was the case for me personally. I have a naturally oily skin type. And so that's a great skin type to have, but many people, they don't like their oily skin and they start aggressing it because oily skin is also known to be more acne prone, since when you overproduce sebum, it's more likely to clog pores, right? So we try to avoid the excess sebum, but we often do it the wrong way. And when we do it the wrong way, when we strip our skin entirely of sebum, that can actually lead to an overproduction of sebum because our skin's like, oh, I'm being aggressed. Somebody's being aggressive with me, must protect myself. So the skin will overproduce the sebum, resulting in a excessively oily skin. And so when the skin is excessively oily, it's not happy. It's actually sensitized. And this is a warning sign for you to slow your roll, do something differently, scale back. Obviously, something that you're doing is causing this overproduction of sebum. Some of you might also add that hormones are responsible for oil production, which yes, this is true. Something like a high glycemic diet and lots of sugar in your diet can also stimulate your sebaceous glands to produce more sugar, but I am today only talking about sensitized skin, something that you create with improper product choices and skincare practices. Over-cleansing, over-exfoliating, overuse of even beneficial actives, overuse or just simple use of known skin irritants, skipping moisturizing and or sunscreen, and finally or any combination of the above. And it's often that. It's often not just one thing that you're doing wrong, it's often a combination of them that is producing this sensitized skin. And why you want to avoid the sensitized skin is because an overproduction of sebum means, of course, down the road more clogging, but also your skin will be more prone to damage, and ultimately it's just not a good look. We need to avoid stripping our skin at all costs. We have to treat it like a delicate flower petal. So what does it mean to over-cleanse your skin? Over-cleansing just means cleansing your skin too often or with the wrong product, which will strip your skin, leading to an overproduction of sebum. So if you wash your face with a cleanser and you feel like your skin is squeaky clean, really tight afterwards, that right there is you over-cleansing with a cleanser that is not very well formulated for human skin. A properly formulated cleanser will leave your skin feeling comfortable, clean, but not stripped or covered with a film. So it's like a very fine balance that we're trying to strike. So the cleansers that cause your skin to overproduce sebum are the ones that are often alkaline. Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser is an example of that because it contains sodium lauryl sulfate, and also it is high on the pH scale at about a 6.8. So often that's one that's recommended for most acne-prone skinned people because it's considered gentle, because it just says gentle on the actual bottle. But in the long run, it could actually make your skin more alkaline and cause more bacterial growth and stuff. But also it can kind of lead to a more dehydrated type of skin, once again leading to an overproduction of sebum. Because with oily skin, even though you might be oily, your skin underneath can be dehydrated, and that is once again this sensitized skin that we do not want. We want our skin to always be comfortable. So Try to only cleanse if your skin is oily twice a day max with a very gentle, well-formulated, soap-free cleanser that is also acidic. And if you need help choosing a cleanser, please peruse my YouTube channel because I have all this information here. Now, the next part is overexfoliation. Many people do this. I see this all the time. Many people come to me with like just such overexfoliated skin that I can tell from a distance. I know when people have been scrubbing hard. And so what is overexfoliation? If you are using a scrub, a gommage, a brush, which I don't recommend any of these things, but if you are using these things more than once or twice a week, you are definitely overexfoliating. Like for instance, you know, people use the St. Ives scrub. That's a popular, very harsh physical exfoliant in the form of a scrub with the walnut pieces. A similar one to that is the new Kylie Skin Scrub. So these products are not to be used more than once or twice a week, but I don't even recommend using them, period. I find scrubs to be too harsh on the skin, and I find that the skin is more likely to overproduce sebum the harsher the physical exfoliant. So I think the best option is just go for a washcloth once or twice a week, just gently massage it after cleansing, and you're good. Your skin does not need any more than that in terms of physical exfoliation. But nowadays, acids are so popular, right? Everyone's using lactic acid, glycolic acid, salicylic acid, all the acids. The more often we use these acids, the more likely we are to also sensitize our skin, resulting in this overproduction of sebum or a thinning out of our outermost deadest layer of skin called a stratum corneum that protects us. And when we really thin that layer out, then we're left with this like extra smooth skin, but not smooth in a good way. It's like raw. It's not good. And it looks kind of like a mirror. It's very reflective. You can't really dull it down with any mattifying product whatsoever. It doesn't matter what you use, it's gonna be shiny. And that means your skin is definitely sensitized. This is not a good look. So you have to scale back with how often you exfoliate with physical exfoliants and chemical exfoliants. No acids twice a day. That is like crazy.
Crazy. I'm crazy for...
Now, this brings me to the overuse of actives. Not just acids to chemically exfoliate, but there's other actives that we can use that can lead to sensitized, dehydrated, super shiny skin. And what I'm referring to are benzoyl peroxide, retinoids, vitamin C, depending on the percentage. I mean, there are many actives nowadays available on the market. And, you know, it's great that there's this awareness that actives are what we look for to actually give us some effect, right, in terms of actually working, because many people are like, yeah, my skincare routine works, and then you look at their routine and there's no actives. So what the routine is really doing is simply maintaining. It's not actually helping in any way. You know, it's not taking your skin forward. But with this awareness of actives, people are now overusing them. They are layering too many at once, and that is really the biggest problem. Instead of, you know, introducing one active at a time, people are just using them all at once, in the morning, in the evening, all the time. You know, they're combining actives too soon when their skin is not really prepared for them, and that's what can result in this kind of sensitized skin as well. It could also lead to rashes and like little eczema patches all over the skin. So it's really important that when you are introducing actives, you're just using one. Just use one, introduce one the first month, another one the second month, maybe if you need it, you know what I mean? And also you're not introducing it every single day, twice a day, you're introducing it a few times a week, you know, for the first month, and then maybe a couple more times the next month, a week, I mean. There's a really intelligent way of easing yourself into real actives, where in the end you will not result in sensitized skin, you'll just have comfortable, clear, glowy, awesome skin. Less is more with actives.
Less is more. Less is more.
Okay, like you do not need the whole spectrum of them to know that they're working. You have to begin to actually trust your skin again. And many of us, we've like stopped trusting our skin. Oh my God, if it's acne prone or if it's rosacea prone, must slather it with a bunch of Your skin will need certain things, but not all the things at once, right? So be very intelligent and choosy and discerning with the actives. Less is more. You don't need 17 actives in your skincare routine. I promise you, your skin will thank you. This one's very simple. Do not use skin irritants on your skin because your skin will overproduce sebum to protect itself from the skin irritants. For example, menthol, alcohol. Alcohol is a huge one, but drying alcohol to be sure, right? So like SD alcohol, denatured alcohol, just when it says just plain alcohol, not cetyl or ceteryl or those ones. Those are fatty alcohols. You don't have to be afraid of them. It's the drying ones you want to be afraid of, kinda. Just don't use them. If alcohol is listed within the first 5 or 6 ingredients in a product, I would avoid that product because it will zap your skin in the long run and sensitize it slowly. Damage on the skin doesn't happen overnight, and because it doesn't happen overnight, many people continue damaging their skin way beyond the point of recognition, you know what I mean? Where it's harder to actually reverse that damage. So instead, let's not create that damage because like I said, damage takes time. For some people, it takes years, but then they'll develop something crazy like rosacea and they'll be like, how did this happen? Could it have been that alcohol-containing toner that you've been using for a decade, right? So it's really important to be careful and read ingredients. Avoid menthol. If it stings or burns upon application, it's likely sensitizing your skin. It's that simple. But another ingredient subset that is definitely sensitizing that the natural skincare community loves is essential oils. And essential oils will sensitize your skin. They are just simply fragrance and they're known skin irritants. Like this is just common knowledge. Please avoid anything like specifically citrus oils. Those are like extremely sensitizing on the skin, as well as like lavender and bergamot and ylang, you know, just avoid. You don't need this stuff in your skincare. The last one is very simple. Now, finally, this brings me to a very important step that many people with oily skin skip, and that is moisturizing and using sunscreen. Because many people with oily skin believe that moisturizer can actually clog their pores instead of, you know, helping the skin stay hydrated. And the same with sunscreen. They think that the sunscreen will clog your pores instead of protecting your skin and actually healing it. These are very common misconceptions, but I have to tell you, when your skin is dry and dehydrated, especially if you're overexfoliating or overusing actives, this will lead to a little phenomenon that's called clogging, because dry or dehydrated skin cells, they get sticky. They stick together and clog your pores. So you'll find that the drier, flakier, more dehydrated, sensitized your skin is, the more you will actually break out in the long run. So you're not preventing the clogging, actually. Your skin needs to be protected with a little bit of a moisturizer, and you should watch my moisturization video if you want to learn how to properly moisturize, because this method is revolutionary and it saved so many people's skin. Just this step alone, done properly. Moisturizing. So even if you have oily skin, please hydrate your skin, even underneath a moisturizer. I find if I skip a moisturizer and I have oily skin, my skin feels tighter throughout the day, and that's a sign of it feeling sensitized. It's more likely to get more oily throughout the day if it's feeling tight already. So moisturizing will certainly help in this case, but sunscreen is equally, it's the most important step. It's the most important step. If you're still not using sunscreen, I have not been compelling enough. You need sunscreen. If you want your acne to heal, if you want the acne scarring to heal, and if you want the hyperpigmentation to last a shorter amount of time, then you need to wear sunscreen, because your skin's immunity suffers when you don't. So the acne will stay way longer, the marks post-acne will stay way longer if you skip your sunscreen. So please, please, please don't. Aim for a broad spectrum sunscreen that's going to protect you from both UVA and UVB rays. UVA is really important to go through windows, and like right now I'm standing here wearing sunscreen even though I'm indoors. I'm wearing 2 layers of sunscreen. Like, I'm intense about the sunscreen because it will not only stop you from aging and premature wrinkling, but it will actually heal your skin. Your skin cannot properly heal when it's being assaulted by the sun. Sorry, but it's very important. So that's one other way that you may be sensitizing your skin, is by skipping your moisturizer and or sunscreen. So if you are doing any of these things, please stop. Your skin really deserves the gentlest possible treatment, right? And that's when it thrives. That's when it's clear. That's when it's healthy. That's when you wake up with a little bit of a glow and not like a dripping face, right? There's a huge difference between these two. And you'll find your makeup will last longer throughout the day. It should last until the end of the day, until you actually cleanse your face. It does for me. And you'll find less clogging and just a healthier, softer, more plump, glowier skin without it entering into like crazy town, you know, where it's shiny and like really like unnatural looking. Yes, so let's stop sensitizing our skin. If you would describe your skin as sensitized, dehydrated, any of these things, then please consider simply paring back on some of the actives that you're using them less often, exfoliating less often, giving your skin a few even rest days a week could be amazing. If you just, give your skin 2 rest days, 3 rest days a week where you're not applying any actives or doing any exfoliation whatsoever, right? Then your skin can actually heal and be super comfortable and amazing again. I hope you have found this video super helpful. I hope you've learned the difference between like healthy, awesome, oily skin and sensitized skin. And I hope that you stop sensitizing your skin from now on and take amazing care of it. This was Olena of popthepimple.com. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. I will try to create more videos. It's just that lately I've been really busy with routine reviews. It's where I work one-on-one with clients and help them find out which products that they're using or skincare practices that they're engaging in that are actually causing the problem rather than solving the problem. And then often it's a matter of totally revamping their skincare routine and making it super healing and amazing. So if you want to check that out, the links will be below in the description. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a beautiful day. This was Olena. Bye!